guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Heather. I'm the owner and author behind townsandhouse.com, where I help you implement systems and strategies in order to overcome the chaos and cultivate simplicity in your home and homeschool. I live in Maine with my husband and our 3 kids whom we homeschool. They are almost 12, 9.5, and 5.5. So we are quite busy, although slightly less busy currently. Today I am going to share with you the new Erin Condren teacher planner for the 2020-2021 school year, which is a little crazy to even think about at this point, but that is where we are going. I want to thank Tori and the team over at Erin Condren for letting me have the opportunity to show you the planner. They sent me the planner. And so I am going to share what was in my box, and then I am going to do a complete walkthrough and how I use it as a homeschooler. This will be my 6th year using an Erin Condren teacher planner for homeschool planning. And then I will come back at the end and share some more of my thoughts. There were 2 free gifts that came in the box this time. I'm not sure if they are still available. It is something, whenever they do a launch, they do usually offer some sort of a free gift for the teacher planner and for the life planner. So for the teacher planner, they may still be available, they may not. Like I said, I'm just not sure, but I will show you what the gifts were. The first one is this Inspire bookmark. It's gold. Nice little bookmark to use in a book or in a planner or whatnot. So that was really cute. And then the other free gift is this clipboard. And so this is not like the clipboards that Erin Condren sells. It's more of like I haven't taken the plastic off yet, but it's more of like a cardboard board. It's not, oh gosh, I don't know what the other kind what is that stuff called? It's the other one is much heavier. This is more of just a regular clipboard, but I thought this was a really nice gift, and I love to use the Erin Condren clipboard, so I'm sure I will love to use this as well. I love having a clipboard with the legal pad on it for note-taking. That's kind of my note-taking, how I enjoy lists and stuff. So that was the other free gift. And then I did get the new sticker book. Erin Condren releases a sticker book with each planner. I'm not sure which version this is. Is it the 5th? Does it say? No, edition 4. So this is their 4th year releasing a new sticker book with their teacher planner. These are just cute. I don't do a lot of stickers in my teacher planner. It's mainly functional for me, but once in a while it is nice to have those stickers. And actually, I did see that this has the transparent dots, which I like to use in the mini calendars, the whole year at a glance mini calendars at the beginning to sort of map out our school year. I do this for the life planner as well, so I will probably use those for that, but the other stickers, they're just fun. It's nice to have. There's stickers in the planner too, so it is nice to have them when you want a little more cheer, a little happiness to break up the monotony of lesson plans. And then here is my planner for 2020-2021. I got the watercolor world cover. I didn't have it personalized this time. I have another cover that is personalized, the one that I have for this year, which I really, really like that cover. It was like the rose gold, colorful kaleidoscope color. And I got that for all of my Erin Condren planners this year. My life planner, I have a deluxe monthly, and I also have the teacher planner. And I think I'm going to reuse those this year because I really liked them a lot. So this time I just got this cover. I'm not really concerned if it's personalized. Sometimes I do have it personalized with, homeschool or the year or whatnot, but for this time I didn't. I do get the rose gold coil, which is an extra fee. I think it's $10 more, but it makes me happy, so I get it. And of course, it comes with the ruler, which they redesigned last year. Okay, so now I am going to do a full walkthrough of the planner for you. So let's get into it. Here it is, guys, the new 2020-2021 Erin Condren Teacher Lesson Planner. Like I said, this is going to be my 6th year using this planner. I love it. It is so functional, and I've really learned to use this planner for my homeschool, and it has been one of the best tools that I have gotten. Well worth the money to keep me organized and to have a good record of what we have accomplished throughout the whole school year. So obviously I've chosen the coiled version, and you do get your choice of coil. It comes standard with a platinum coil. However, I've chosen rose gold, and they also offer gold or black. And the interchangeable cover, you can choose any cover that you want and have it personalized. And then let's open up the planner. Once you open the planner, on the inside of every cover is this lined page, which I usually do not use. However, you could put your monthly or seasonal rhythm written down here, or a special quote, or whatever you really want to have so that you are encouraged as you open this planner. And then this is, just the cover page, and I have chosen the Oh So Retro theme. There are 2 different themes this year. You can get the Oh So Retro or the kaleidoscope, and they have those both in colorful and neutral. This is a new thing this year. Usually the teacher planner only comes in the colorful version. However, they really upped their game with all the choices this year between the coiled version, the binder, or the focused teacher planner. They also give you the option of colorful or neutral and 2 completely different designs. I did choose the Oh So Retro Colorful, and it was a toss-up for me, and I will show you and talk about that as we go through the planner. So then the first spread is this All About Me and Events and Volunteers spread. Now, obviously, I do not have any volunteers in my homeschool. I have been asking for volunteers, but nobody has been showing up at my house. So what I will use these boxes for is resources. I will list out our resources for each child, and then I will have a box of group resources, just so that I have all of that information available to me when I'm planning out my year. I like to have a good idea of what we're using, where I've purchased it from. All of that information is just useful for me. And then this classroom events and date information, I use this specifically for a field trip log, and I will just put the date and the place that we've gone, and that just serves as a little space to put some field trips in. Obviously, sometimes there are a lot more field trips than there is room here, but this could also just be sort of some ideas of field trips that I would like to do throughout the year, or if we are looking for something different, there are some special events that happen in our state. The Maine State Library puts on a couple of events that are fun in the fall that all the area schools go to, one about bugs and one about earth science. So both of those are fun to have, and just, you can really use these boxes for anything. I think homeschoolers have a lot of information to write down and keep track of. So having these spaces, yes, you may want to relabel them, but it does give you a good defined space to put the resources and, some field trip ideas. And then the next spread is going to be this communication log. And what I have used this for in the past is a book log, a reading log for both of my older 2 children. However, now I have a third child who is learning to read right now, and so I know that I'm going to need some more space, and I think I will most likely end up using some of the graph paper to keep track of our books as well. Although I also I make a list on Goodreads of the books that we are reading together as a family. So I do that digitally and analog. So I will just take a piece of washi and cover up the top and then just put reading log. And I've used, I'll take some letter stickers and put Emma's reading and Jack's reading. That's just what I have used these pages for in the past. And then you're going to move into this sort of year at a glance page with these mini monthly calendars. It starts in July of 2020 and goes all the way to December of 2021. And what I do with this page is I will map out our entire year. I put any important days, first day of school, last day of school, vacations, holidays, birthdays, pretty much anything will go in here. And I do color code it, and I usually use some transparent tiny dot stickers. This year, the Erin Condren Teacher Planner sticker book, their 4th edition, has a page of transparent dot stickers, and I will most likely use those for this spread. But this is really nice to sort of give yourself an idea of how many days of school you're going to be able to do each month, where you need to make adjustments. Like we usually take most of December off for our Christmas break. We school year round, so we do start school in July, and so by December we're ready for a large chunk of time off. Then you're going to move into this year plan, and I love this spread so much. I use this mainly to plan out themes for the month and just to try and figure out exactly what is going on in the month. If there are special dates or holidays or vacations, obviously I write those here, but there are certain things that we do. Like in September, we always go and pick apples. And so I try to do some sort of an apple unit in September, even though my kids are getting older, my older two. Emma's almost 12, and Jack will be 10 by the time September comes around. So it's nice to sort of have some of those traditions still, and there are things that they can learn even as they're getting older from those things. Like we will be canning jelly, hopefully, and so that will be part of their school as well. So I like to have themes for each month, and just this gives me an idea of where we need to be, what lessons I'm expecting to get done throughout the month. And then if there's something that I didn't get to, or I knew that I wanted to do but didn't have time, I can either try and fit that in the next month, or just know that I missed that for the year. But I do try and map out my whole year. The only thing that I don't like about this spread is that it starts in January instead of July, because I choose a July start date for the planner. Now you can choose a July start date and have it go July to June, or August to July, or you can have it start January 2021 through December 2021. It just depends on how you map out your year. But I do choose a July start date, and so I do wish that this page started with July. But an easy fix is to just print out stickers and just cover up the months with the correct month that you want to use these for. Or you can just start on the right page and move to the left. Totally up to you. Then you're going to move into two two-page spreads of graph paper. And like I said, I will most likely be using the graph paper for more book lists. We use a literature-based homeschool curriculum or approach, I guess. So we read a lot of books, and I like to keep track of those primarily for my homeschool portfolio that I have to do at the end of the year, but also just to have it to know what books have we read, how many books has each child read, what have we read all together, are there certain themes, are we heavy on like a lot of fantasy novels, or are we spreading it out and getting some nonfiction in, so I will use these graph pages specifically for lists of books or other resources that we are using with our curriculum. But they can be used for anything. I mean, it's so open-ended. It's very easy to just use it for whatever you want. If you want to map out your homeschool room, if you have a homeschool room and you want to, use this to design it and figure out where you want to put things, that's also a great use of this space. And then you're going to move into 1 2-page spread of lined paper. Again, this can be used for really anything. I will use this to sort of figure out my big goals for the year. What are the things that I really want to work on for myself and the kids as far as our educational plan goes? So I love all of these pages at the beginning of the Erin Condren Teacher Planner just to use for pre-planning my year. And then you're going to move into what is the monthly spreads. So each month starts with a page and like 2/3 of lined paper. And then it has these dates to remember, which is perfect if you have vacations or holidays or birthdays or anything important going on. If there's a doctor's appointment or anything else, it's good to just write that down so that you can then transfer it into your monthly calendar. And then these pages are really for getting ready for the month. Are there things that you need, like for a science experiment? Are you expecting to work on a specific book? Do you need to print out some sheets, some worksheets for language arts or some poems or something? Whatever it is, you can use this again for anything, but that's how I use it. I like to pre-plan my month, figure out what I need, if I'm missing anything, and what my big concentration is going to be for the month. And then what you're going to do is move right into this monthly spread. And this used to have the holidays printed right on the month, but now Erin Condren has taken out those pre-printed holidays and given stickers at the back, which I'll show you shortly, instead. And that is really good because not everybody celebrates every holiday, and it does free up space on the calendar for you to write what you need to write in the monthly view. So for me, I use this to write everything kid related. If there is an activity that my kids are going to be doing, it is on here. It has everything from doctor's appointments to band for Emma, tennis lessons, any sort of extracurricular activity, youth group, any sort of church events, camps, anything that is kid related goes into my monthly view here. And the reason I do that again is so that I can have a good picture at the end of the year what we have done for the kids for school. And this is primarily, I use this a lot in the summer especially. I will write down all of their extra stuff during the school year, but during the summer, during our breaks, there are times that we have what I would call learning activities going on, whether Emma has participated in music camp for several years now, and so she has gone for four or 5 hours a day participating in music camp, and so I count that as learning time for her fine arts. Or the kids also attended an art camp last year. Again, they were gone all day long for that art camp. And so they are learning. Those are learning opportunities. It may not be what you would traditionally say is a learning time, but I like to have all of that so I can get a really good idea of what my kids have covered each year. And it does help because I do put a lot of those extra things in the homeschool portfolio so that my teacher reviewer knows what we have done. So this is the colorful spread. And the only thing that I am not hugely a fan of for the colorful is this shaded in spot for the notes section. They changed that last year for the life planner, and I was not a huge fan of it. However, I really liked the font and the style of everything else for the colorful planner. I liked the other colors. So I don't usually use that notes section for too much. So I just said, that's okay. It's not a big deal. The other couple of things that I use this monthly view for is I keep a count of our days, our school days. We're required to do 175 days of school each school year in the state of Maine. And so I will keep a count. I keep 2 counts actually. Because we school year round, I keep 1 count that starts as soon as we hit 175 days, I start again on day 1. And so I keep that count here, but then I also keep a count for our school year itself from July to June. And that is probably too much, but that is what I do. We tend to do many more than 175 days in a 12-month period. So I do like to just know how many days we have done school, but I also like to know when we've met our 175th day so that I know, okay, this is when we should be done with math, and this is when we should be done with history. And so those are the types of things that I try to keep track of, and then I will just put a little check mark for every day that we do school throughout the month on each day, just so that I have my own record. And then we're going to move into what is the most important part of the entire planner for me, which is this weekly lesson planning spread. Now, this is so functional for me. They started dating it. I'm not sure if it was 2 years ago they started dating the planners. They used to be undated, and they would only have 36 weeks or 40 weeks. I think they had 40 weeks of planning pages. However, now it is dated and it is a full year of planning. So that is really good for me. Like I said, we are year-round homeschoolers, so I use all of this. In the summer, I will pre-plan stuff, or I will also do what is called planning from behind, where I will take what we've done in a day and just record it, and then categorize it in different areas. So that is what I do in the summer. But during the rest of the year, what I do is I will put one of my child's names in each column on this left page, the first page. I have 3 kids, so each of their names goes at the top, and then these other 3 sections I use for what I call our together subjects, which I know is a little funny because Lucy is 5 and she hasn't been included in as much of this side as Emma and Jack are. And I'm actually not sure how I'm going to be setting it up this year because Emma is going to be in a more higher level grade of schooling stuff this year. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to combine her and Jack as much as I have in the past. So she may get 2 columns and then Jack and Lucy, and we still will do some together subjects. My together subjects are usually science, history, and English and language arts, which may sound funny, but we do a lot of read-alouds together as a family, and then based on each of my kids' levels, they will have activities to do in addition to what we do together. So there is this seventh column, which I typically use as a mini habit tracker. I still do a circle time with my kids, so I will list out the activities that we do for circle time, um, morning prayer, song, Bible story, Bible verse, the weather, a couple other things, and I will list them, and then I will just put check boxes underneath so I can check off whether or not we've done it for the day. And that's what I have kind of used that for. And then the remaining space I just use if I have a note that I need to get something specific for the next week, I will just write it down so that I have that available to me. And then I really do like that everything is dated now. And what I use this section for is if we have any activities outside of the house. So when I'm going through planning my week, I will take anything that's going on that's an appointment or an activity or a practice or anything that's going on, and I will put it here first. And then when I'm planning out the lessons for the week, I know what we have going on. So if we have a lot of activities outside of the house, then I know that I cannot jam pack our days with a bunch of stuff. And so I will lighten up the days where we are out of the house a lot, and then I will load up the days that we are not going anywhere. So that is how I use these planning pages. Again, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to set it up this year. I know that I will have my kids' names up at the top, but like I said, I don't know if Emma will have 2 columns or if I will give everybody 2 columns, if we'll be doing more separate work this year. But that is something that I have not completely thought through, mainly because I have not gone through all of the curriculum that we will be using for next school year. So you have pages, the weekly pages right behind the calendar, so they will go through all of the pages for that month. And then at the end, you have another 2-page spread of lined paper. And for this, I will use this space to write what went well and what did not go well during the month, and just sort of go through and figure out, are there places that we need to concentrate more on? Are there things that weren't working? Is there a particular resource that's not working for my kids? Do I need to look for something different? There's a lot of flexibility in homeschooling, and so taking these last 2 pages to sort of do a review of the previous month is helpful to make sure that I'm staying on track with what my kids are doing. And I will fill out these 2-line pages during my planning day that I do usually about the last Thursday of the month. I will try and take a planning day where I set up everything from my PowerSheets goal planner to my life planner to our family calendar, and as well as my homeschool stuff. So it's a jam-packed planning day that last Thursday. And then you're going to move right back into that 1.5 pages of line paper and dates to remember for the next month. So that's how it goes all the way through all of the months. And each month has a different color scheme, which is fun and pretty. And so this just keeps going and keeps going. Let me see if I can flip it. It's hard to do. And then finally, you are going to come to these checklist pages. So the checklist pages, they include 7 2-page spreads of these checklist pages. You can get up to 28 checklist pages. And I used to get all 28 pages because what I would do for Emma and Jack, this was not before Lucy was born, but before I was thinking about school for Lucy, I would put all of the days of the month down the side, and then up at the top, I would put all of the subjects that I would want to cover for the month, every subject, as well as character traits or chores that I wanted the kids to work on. And then for every day that that was done, I would just put a check mark in the box. And this really helped solidify what we were doing in a month. If there were months where we only did 3 days of science, well, I knew that I needed to concentrate more on science in the following month. Now, however, I do have my own daily habit tracker that I use, and the reason is because I do have 3 kids and I don't have enough checklist pages. So I print out my own daily habit tracker to use in place of this. But this is a really great spot to have for habit tracking. You could set it up different ways so that you could use, one side per kid and just sort of adjust how things are. You don't have to list every single subject under the sun up at the top. There are a lot of different ways that homeschoolers can use this section. I don't use it as much as I used to, but I used to use it every month. Emma and Jack would both have a 2-page spread. And like I said, I would check everything off, and it really gave me a sense of accomplishment at the end of the month so that I knew what we were getting done. Because sometimes when you're in the middle of homeschooling, you think, I'm not doing enough, we're missing so many things. But when you are able to take a step back and look back at the entire month, you actually see that you have accomplished quite a bit. Then after the checklist pages, my fingers are so dry right now I can't turn the pages. After the checklist pages, you are going to come to 4 pages of stickers, and these are so pretty. I don't use a whole lot of stickers in my teacher planner, but I do like to have some in there. Things like if we have a conference, yes, I use the conference stickers because I do try to have conferences with my kids periodically. No school, report due, if Emma's doing a big research paper, reminders, field trips, important. A lot of these are just really fun and useful stickers. First day, 50th day, 100th day. And then some label stickers, which these will work perfectly for in the weekly planning. The columns, headers, you can put these in to label specific things. And then they do also have these blank label stickers. There used to be an asterisk here, but now that is gone, which is great because you can, write the time and then the activity right here and just stick that in. These I do actually use a lot more than the pretty stickers, just because I'm a functional planner. And then you're going to have this nice thick folder at the end, which I believe they redesigned last year. You can fit a lot of stuff in here, and it's really sturdy, and I stuff a lot of stuff into this folder, which I was actually thinking about when I was writing the accompanying blog post for this video, and I was thinking, well, geez, maybe I should have gotten the binder since I do try and shove so much stuff into these folders. This one on the back is not cut on the side, so it's a little bit harder to fit stuff in here, but you can cut this side and it would work just as well. And then these are the stickers for the holidays. So you see each holiday, it tells you the exact date, and then you can just peel it off and put it in your planner, and then for the ones that you want to use, and if you don't want to use one, you don't have to. And then if there are extra spaces for the month, which there are in every month, you can write your own holidays and use these same stickers. And I would just use like a Sharpie pen to write the holidays just so that you don't rub them off of this sticker paper. And then finally, the last part of the coiled planner are these page protectors. It does come with one. However, it does allow you to get 3, and I do get 3 because 3 kids. And so what I keep here is actually all of the paperwork that I have for the state and for my school district that I have to keep on hand. It's my notice letter that tells the state and the school district that I'm homeschooling, as well as the previous year's letter from my Maine certified teacher evaluation that says that my students have made progress and they're to continue in their homeschool curriculum that we've been using. And so having all of that information here is helpful. I also will stick in any paperwork that the school district sends me. Emma does participate in band, or has for the past several years, and so we do get a lot of paperwork from the school. And my school district is actually really homeschool friendly, so they do send out information frequently about different services that are available to homeschoolers in our district. And then on the back cover is a blank page that, again, you can use a wet erase marker or a Sharpie to put whatever you want here, a quote or a picture or whatever you want. And then that is the end of the planner. So I am going to come out in front again and give you some last thoughts. Okay guys, so that is the 2020-2021 Erin Condren Teacher Planner. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found this video helpful. I love this tool for my homeschool planning. Like I said, this is my 6th year using it, and over the years I have found that it is just so useful. These planning pages are so helpful to keep everything straight for me. I know that it's not a typical use for a teacher planner to use it as a homeschooler, but I think that it helps keep me organized, and it really helps keep me on top of things. For a long time, I would sort of go through the days not really knowing what I should be doing. Homeschooling is really unique because every year you are teaching a completely different grade. And even on the grades that you have already taught in previous years, it can be completely different because homeschooling is so based on your student and your child and what they need to learn, how they need to learn. And so every year is new. And taking the time to put my thoughts down, to use those lined pages at the end of each month and the beginning of the month to sort of pre-plan and then wrap my head around how the month went. It's all super important for me to be able to move on to the next year. Like I said, I love having these columns because I can just write my kids' names right up at the top. Emma is doing a little bit more of an advanced year this year, so I may end up giving her 2 columns for the first time. I'm going to have to see how it works once I really start going through our resources for the school year, which I am starting to do already. I do use a lot of the pages for July and August to get all of my thoughts down. What are the important things that I want to cover for the year? And it also helps me to do that at the beginning and then pare it down, because I tend to have the habit of planning more than is possible. And so kind of like the week at a glance pages that they sell a pad of paper that has each day in a box and one box for the weekend. Having that defined space, having these defined spaces really forces me to cut down on the amount of stuff that I plan. I do love that it has lines because I need lines to be able to write straight. I don't have the neatest handwriting. And it gives me a good overview of what we're doing for the month, for the weeks. yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it if you have a homeschool friend that you think would benefit from this, or even a teacher friend. I think I am going to do a giveaway for a gift card to Erin Condren so that you can choose your own teacher planner and start off your homeschool year as best prepared as you can. So I will leave all that information in the description box below. If you have any questions about the planner, please let me know. I would love to help you figure out what would work for you. Like I said, there are a whole lot of options this year, which is different. This is the first year where there has been more than one option. This has been the option for the past 5 years that I've used it. And it's nice to know that there are other options, especially that binder option. It was hard for me to choose between the binder and the coil. I do like the coil, and I think that it just sort of fits better in my bookcases and planning and how I use them. But the binder, it's a standard 3-ring binder, so you can take out months, you can insert new months. You can insert any sort of planning pages of your own that you just hole punch and stick in there, or any sheets that you need. That is a really, really great option. Yeah, so again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.